My name is Alida Nelson, and it's always my great pleasure to welcome everyone to the Interfaith Forum. This is our 22nd year, and this is the second program of this year's series. We have 5 programs, and so that means there are 3 to follow. I'd like to thank our Interfaith Council and the committee within the council that works on and creates these forums, also our professional staff, and especially the First Church of Religious Science, the Center for Spiritual Living of Greater Las Vegas, Reverend Doug Foglesong, and Reverend Cindy DeLong for hosting us this evening. And I want to note that this program, the Interfaith Forums, is only one of many that are conducted by the Interfaith Council of Southern Nevada. They're all dedicated toward the eradication of prejudice and discrimination and the furthering of social justice in one way or another. This one happens to be focused on religion and trying to light one candle in the area of reducing misunderstanding among religions. Our topic this evening is economic crisis, religious solutions. And so that we're all on the same page, we've asked our panelists to address some of these questions within their comments. So you may expect to hear things that are noted in what I'm about to say. That they're going to talk about their concerns of each faith's scriptural guidance regarding how the individual and society uses resources and how the use of those resources may contribute to financial well-being or crisis and the emergence from crisis. We may hear about their teachings concerning financial stewardship, debt, loans, responsibility for oneself and others, concepts of wealth, and the idea of enough. So we can look forward to hearing some of those items addressed by each of our panelists. The purpose of these forums has always been threefold. First of all, to hear the real teachings of the faiths represented on the panel, as opposed to interpretations of those faiths which are often in the public arena and which are sometimes the basis of so much misunderstanding. So tonight you hear those who believe in their religions, who are well qualified to speak about those religions on this, or about their religion on this topic. It's also a chance to meet people of different faiths and a chance to worship or come to visit different houses of worship. And toward that end, in visiting a different house of worship, I'd like to ask Reverend Cindy DeLong if she can come forward and give us a brief orientation to this sanctuary and how it's used, and then she will introduce a prayer by one of the practitioners here.
Thank you, Alida. It is an honor to welcome each of you to our home this evening, that you have each braved that strange moisture stuff falling from the air. The Center for Spiritual Living Greater Las Vegas is the home to a religious science community. We use our center for Sunday morning services at 9 and 10:30, and also midweek services on Wednesday at 7 p.m. In addition, we are a teaching tradition rather than we teach rather than preach, and so we offer classes in the principles of science of mind throughout the week and year-round. During your visit here this evening, we are pleased to have you in our main sanctuary, but we will also be welcoming you for refreshments and socialization in our social hall across the courtyard. In addition, our gift shop is also open, and everyone attending tonight will receive a 10% discount if you choose to shop. We have items that are appropriate for every faith tradition. If you choose to browse, you are more than welcome. One of the things that we practice is the idea of inclusivity. And so we welcome all members of any faith tradition or any spiritual practice in whatever their spiritual walk may be. And we are very pleased to have a wide diversity among our congregation, among our membership, who come from many faith traditions and continue to practice those traditions as well as implementing the principles of science of mind. And now at this time, I would like to invite one of our licensed practitioners, who are the spiritual arm of the center, to come and present what we call a spiritual mind treatment, a form of affirmative prayer. Audrey, come.
So let's take a moment and just quiet ourselves and go within to that special place where we abide in peace. I know that there is one life. There is one infinite presence that dwells within everything, that is everywhere present. That is beauty and peace and love. It is harmony. It is known by many names, and I call this God. I know that I am one with this infinite presence because I have life, because I have breath. And so as I speak my word for myself in first person, I include everyone present and everyone not present, anyone who is in need of comfort and healing. So knowing that I am one with His infinite presence, His power, I know that I am nurtured in the love of God. I know that my path is led, and I am shown the way by recognizing and remembering that God is all there is. So I'm knowing perfect health. I'm knowing that this body is an aspect of God, given to me to honor, to cherish, and to nurture. I know that it is an idea of God, and that it is whole, perfect, and complete. I know that I am a loving essence of that spirit, that power. And so I give love, and I honor love, and I attract love into my life, and into all the things that I do, into all of my activities. This is a special knowing for me. I know for myself that there is peace within the world, and I know that this loving presence that I call God is operating in and through all people, all situations, all countries, all religions. Everything is included in this one infinite presence. And so I pray for world peace, for the leaders of our government, and for all those who are leaders, guiders, and directors, and for all churches, for we are all one. I'm grateful to know these things. I am grateful to feel this presence and to know that I walk in the light and to see that light and love in all those who I come in contact with. And I know that whenever I speak my word, there is an action that begins to take place, that there is a power and a presence that knows my needs and wants even before I speak them. And so I turn this prayer, this treatment, over to that law, into that loving essence that is always giving to us. And so I release my word now, and so it is.
Thank you, Cindy, and thank you, Audrey. The format for the forums goes like this. Our panelists each have, just a moment. The panelists each have 6 minutes, and they are going to be assisted toward that end with this adorable yet unforgiving little co-facilitator. And when she rings at 5 minutes, they know they have 1 minute left. So that's the way it goes. Then they're going to speak in the order that they are listed in the brochure, and they will be introduced once by me. If they'd like to reintroduce themselves when they stand there, that's lovely if you would like to. But otherwise, we're just introducing everyone one time. There will be questions and answers which follow these consecutive presentations. This is an opportunity to ask questions which may, in other arenas, might feel uncomfortable or might be considered impolitic or not politically correct. Because the point of these forums is to erase misunderstandings, and there's no better way than asking those pointed questions that we carry with us about perhaps another faith. Following the questions and answers, somewhere around 8:30 or 20 to 9, we'll break for social time in the social hall and have a chance to enjoy each other's company and for you to meet the panelists. The ground rules are as such. First of all, who's never been here before to a forum? Okay, great. So you'll be hearing this for the first time. We assume, these are the ground rules, we assume that our religious beliefs are our most basic beliefs, and out of respect, we are not trying to change the beliefs of others, simply to inform about our own faith. There is no proselytizing, no debate, no challenging, and no campaigning for your particular faith. We are asked our panelists to speak only for themselves and not to interpret for another faith. We ask that they draw as much as they can, as is feasible considering the topic, from the scriptures of their faith. So what we hear is from the basis of that religion in the world, and so that we're hearing what many people, millions or thousands of people believe, as opposed to just the opinion of one individual. And finally, we ask that we all consider that we accept what is. In those areas where we agree, that is wonderful. Where we disagree, we simply agree to disagree. So we have a very diverse group here tonight, and we're very pleased that everyone is here. Our panelists are, first of all, we'll be hearing from Priestess Candace Ross from the Temple of Goddess Spirituality, representing the Pagan perspective. Rabbi Leonard Zukrow from Congregation near Tamid will represent Judaism. Father Robert Stoeckig of St. Andrew Catholic Community in Boulder City, he came a long way, as representing Catholicism. And I must say, Candace came from Cactus Springs, so she's been on the road as well. Imam Mujahid Ramadan is representing Islam this evening. And Reverend Doug Foglesong is representing the Center for Spiritual Living, Greater Las Vegas, for religious science. And finally, Mrs. Ilham Komasi is a member of the Baha'i Faith, and she will be representing the Baha'i Faith. And at this time, we, in a spirit of prayer, ask that we feel the spirit of the one who created us all as we share with one another what we believe. Candace?